Growing virtually. Tips to enhance your career graph while working remotely. If you're a working professional on planet Earth, then the chances are that you've spent the better part of the last year and a half working from home. The remote work experience has been utterly enjoyable for some, while being a downright nightmare for others. But the way things are shaping up, it's very much possible that remote work might have already become the norm rather than the exception. There's no denying that remote jobs come with several perks, such as flexible work timings and commuteless working. However, the one concern bugging most professionals today is career stagnation. If you're out of sight of the management, isn't it easy to become dispensable? After all, while in an office environment, you get to interact with your superiors far more often. And let's face it, there's no better way to show that you're working than actually being at the workplace. But how do you do that while working from home? Remote is the new normal. The remote work experience is starkly different from in-office work. True, there are fewer, or more, distractions, and you can work in your pajamas. But at the same time, it's also very easy to slip into a stagnant mindset about your career advancement. This is a big mistake. Even while working remotely, you need to constantly motivate yourself and take steps to advance your career graph. And if the global predictions are accurate, and remote work really is the future, then it's better to be an early bird and learn how to fly up the remote work peak. To help you do just that, here are a few tips and techniques that you can use to advance your career while working remotely. Tips to advance your career in a remote work environment. Number 1. Let your work do the talking. The most influential step that you can take to shine in a remote work environment is to let your work do the talking. Exemplary work is always noticed and appreciated, no matter where you do it from. If you consistently perform at a high level, then your teammates and supervisors will definitely notice. Number 2. Be in the zone. It's certainly tempting to stay in bed all day and work from under the comfort of your blankies. And even though we've mentioned working in your PJs as one of the benefits of remote work, we recommend you don't take advantage of it. Instead, create a dedicated workspace for yourself right at home and dress in office casuals while working. This way you'll be able to get your mind in the work zone and also won't be caught unaware in a Zoom meeting. Number 3. Make sure you're virtually visible. As you probably already know, being visible in the workplace is essential for career advancement. Actually, being visible in a remote work environment is a lot easier if you think about it. Make sure you're available for communication via instant messaging during work hours. Always be on time for online meetings, and make an effort to initiate the conversation with your colleagues and supervisors. All this will make sure you're not fading into the background. But be warned, too much online communication can disrupt work. So, you'll have to be aware and maintain it at optimum levels. Number 4. Pick up new skills. One of the essential perks of remote working is that you get to save a lot of time. You don't need to commute, there's no dealing with the traffic, and water cooler gossiping is replaced by digital chats that are faster and more efficient. So, time is something you're sure to have a lot of. But don't waste it on beauty sleep. Instead, make an effort to use this time to pick up new skills. The world we live in is changing every day, and unless you're keeping up with the times, you'll be left behind. That's why it's essential to use the extra time that you have while working remotely to upskill yourself and bring more value to your workplace. Number 5. Try and stick to regular work hours. Many workplaces offer flexible timings when working remotely, and it's tempting to slog it at night and sleep in during the daylight hours. But we found that this can actually take a toll on your career and even your health if you stick to such a routine in the long run. Instead, it's better to work during regular office hours. This way, not only are you maintaining the rhythm of your biological clock, but also ensuring that you're available for any workplace emergencies that might arise. After all, you wouldn't want your manager to call you in the middle of catching a few winks between meetings now, would you? Number 6. Ask for feedback. One of the perks of working in a regular office environment is getting regular feedback and suggestions from your supervisors. This might be lacking in a remote environment, so it's time for you to put your proactivity hat on and ask for it yourself. Beat your supervisors to the punch by asking for feedback before they can deliver it. This way, you'll be able to keep track of what needs to improve and what you're doing right. Believe us, there's no better way to grow at work. Know when to log off. Finally, an essential part of remote work is knowing when to stop. It's always tempting to reach for the laptop and do a few extra assignments, but constant work can lead to burnout, which will affect your productivity in the long run. So, even while working, make sure that you keep an eye on the clock. And when you're done for the day, shut down your laptop and get some well-deserved rest. Because all work and no play is always a recipe for career disaster.